Friends, and welcome to Pediatric Flow. I'm Jolene, a doctor-prepared, dual board-certified pediatric nurse practitioner, and I'm so glad you're here today. So welcome into Pediatric Flow. And today I would like to thank you for inviting me into your day. Today I'd like to slow down just a little bit with no checklists and no productivity tips, just a conversation about one of the most uncomfortable places we all find ourselves. The place where we've done everything we possibly can and everything we know what to do, and all that's left is for us to wait. And as healthcare professionals, this is very hard. We are trained to assess, to intervene, to evaluate, and anticipate. We become problem solvers. And waiting can feel like we're doing nothing. But perhaps waiting isn't the absence of action. Perhaps it's something else entirely. And I've always loved books. I've always loved history, fiction, nonfiction, all the things you can think about with books. I've loved books and had a love affair with books since I was a young girl. I love to read and go places and learn about places and individuals and economies and places where you cannot go sometimes, or people may never go to, but you can experience them through books and now through the World Wide Web and the internet. It's just different when you have a book in your hand. So I encourage you, if you've never really sat down and read a book, get a hardback book or get a paperback. There's a big difference in the two. And one of the places I love reading is on the beach, watching the waves come in, my back porch, in my living room. Any of those places are important. But anyway, talking about books, it's not simply because I read, right? It's because books allow us to borrow another person's perspective. Historians and poets, physicians, philosophers, theologians, scientists, leaders, and artists all contribute to a conversation that has been unfolding for generations. The questions of the human heart haven't changed nearly as much as the scenery around them has changed over and over again. I've also been fascinated by beautiful design. Architect doesn't create the sun. They thoughtfully design spaces where light can enter, revealing the beauty that was there all along. And I love that so much. I think wisdom works in much the very same way, because none of us creates truth. We discover it through experience, literature, science, relationships, and for me, often through scripture. Each becomes another window where light can enter, another place where light can be found. And medicine has taught me humility over and over again. There comes a moment with every patient when preparation gives way to uncertainty. You've reviewed every lab, consulted every single specialist, adjusted every medication, and then you wait. Excellence matters. Preparation matters. But outcomes are never ours to command. Viktor Frankl wrote, "When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves." And Corrie wrote, "Never be afraid to trust an unknown future to a known God." Brené Brown teaches that courage begins with showing up. Different voices, yet each reminds us that there are moments when courage is found not in taking another step, but in standing faithfully where we already are. And that is powerful. And during this season, I have found myself returning to Luke's gospel where Jesus points to the wildflowers. And in a world full of worry, he tells people to look at the flowers. So if God cares for the flowers of the field, how much more does he care for you? I hear this not as an invitation to stop preparing, but as an invitation to loosen our grip on outcomes that we cannot control. And as I record this episode, I'm living this lesson. There are dreams I'm pursuing, decisions I'm making, and doors I'm hoping will open. After all the preparation, I've arrived where many of us eventually arrive, waiting. And there's power in the waiting. Perhaps waiting isn't empty. Perhaps it's where trust quietly grows. So today I leave you with a question. What if waiting isn't an interruption to your story? What if it is part of your story? May we all continue seeking wisdom wherever it can be found. Remain curious and make room for light to enter, revealing what matters the very most. Because, as we always say, the world needs your compassion, your courage, and your light. And as always, until next time, keep shining.